Hi, welcome to Orlando Experience. Today we're back at IAAPA for our day 2 here. Today we're going to be mainly focusing on the show floor, arcade machines, inflatables. We'll be keep going around. We didn't look at all the water park stuff. They have the new horror area that we'll be heading into. More of the general IAAPA experience. So we're heading in right now. Come on in and experience it with us. So like I said, this is our day 2. So if you didn't check out our day 1, that's where we mainly talked about coaster reveals and reveals for water parks and a ton of stuff. So if you're looking for that, go check that out. I'll link it right now. We also saw the drone show that they did at night. So that's all included in that video. Today we're gonna be focusing again more on the show floor. I'm actually heading over here to the arcade area. I brought my chest mount thing for you guys. So we're gonna, I think, play some arcade machines for a little bit. You can see we kind of came over here in front of the main kind of entrance area. There's Premiere that we saw, the new train for Canada's Wonderland. And just right up to the left side is going to be kind of our whole area for arcade machines. One thing I actually end up seeing a lot of is these coin pushers. Saw a lot last year too. I don't think these are necessarily like new, but there is a lot of them. I don't know what that means.
To drop big ball, push the button.
I could play those basically all day, even though I'm not winning anything. I'm actually going to head all the way down to the end of this alley instead of kind of going this way, so we can kind of go back and forth and just see what kind of interesting new games there is. So obviously kind of the reason these are here is to show, you know, arcade owners and fun center owners and everything like that, their product. And obviously a lot of these are for sale, these models and everything. So that's why you're going to see a lot of newer stuff and old stuff, both just companies trying to sell what they're offering. So they do have a lot of different kind of variations of kind of fun center games, because they got, you know, more arcade machines, claw machines, stuff like that. They have a lot of more unique stuff, including like even like mini bowling areas and stuff like that. Kind of your general stuff you would need if you were opening up a fun center. And that's obviously who their clientele's kind of aiming for. I have noticed a lot more of the VR kind of side of arcade machines this year over last year. I don't mind them, but I think a lot of times they're almost so bulky that they're uncomfortable at a point. And that's coming from somebody that plays VR a lot. So I don't mind them being there, but I think as somebody that's messed with VR a ton, a lot of times those machines can be really bulky. Since you're tethered so much, it can really pull on your head too. This is kind of an interesting looking one over here for VR. It's kind of a whole group of people playing, obviously all headsets on, but they have almost like makeshift guns mounted in front of them, and they're all on like a platform together. So a little bit of a smaller footprint there, obviously, to help smaller footprint areas, because you're not actually having to walk around. Let me tell you, if I had 2 hands, we'd play in that right now, but I don't. That's why I'm not playing as much right now. Definitely only have 1 hand right now. trying to find anything possibly to play with one hand. But obviously we could spend a lot of time in this area in total because it's very big. I've already walked a couple aisles here. But if you're a big arcade machine person, people a lot of times don't understand IAAPA a lot more than just amusement parks. If you really like arcade machines and you like to see kind of the newest stuff, this is definitely the place. They have some cool pinball machines over here. I am going to play one. Obviously can't play it with you because I need two hands. But this is a cool Hot Wheels one. Looking here. So obviously it didn't take too much time on the arcade machines, but again, I think this isn't really my area of expertise anymore, but if you're big into arcade machines, I think it's 100% worth it to come out and see all the new ones. The spinball is really fun. I think we're going to keep heading kind of towards the back, towards, I'm not really sure what's back there, so we'll find out here soon. We made our way over here to kind of the right side. We were kind of over here a little bit, the first day, but we didn't actually get to kind of fully get into some of these areas with the animatronics and some of the flat rides over here. So we're going to check those out real quick. So there's a lot of flat rides over here, but there's actually some animatronics. Big Bear really needs one of these. These ones are actually, at least one of them are sold. I believe this is new to this year. I feel like I've never seen this one before. This is definitely not a me ride. I don't like spinning, so not me. They've also got one to show that off in day one where it spins you around really quick. And we've ridden this before. I feel like this is almost always here, this little kitty spinning coaster. Don't mind that too much. And more animatronics. Looks like these are actually some of the main suppliers of like bubble wands. So probably when you see them, namely in the parks, probably made up by this company. I don't think they had it like this last year. They have a little drop tower in the middle of the spinning ride that looks pretty fun actually. I think that's a cool way to show that off. Hate to be that guy again, but once again, day one we checked out all the coaster cars. This is B&M right next to us with the new wing coaster coming to King's Dominion. So if you want to see all about that, head over to the video. If you're not interested in watching the full video, I did write some stuff on our website. So head over to our website. You can see all the new ride announcements with the ride vehicles along with it. So we walked over here past SNS and Vekoma, and then we do have a new coaster train by the Gravity Group over here. It is like a dragon coaster train. Looks pretty nice there. Got more like flat ride kind of things over here. A few new things from JM. Scooby-Doo little coaster trains over here. Again, more animatronics over here. I don't think we're going to quite head outside, but we will head outside at a point today. So we came over here to the BroJam booth, and they have some really, really cool models over here. So this is kind of an esports kind of gaming area. It's all kind of, heavily themed, obviously around cars. And you can see kind of different sim setups over there. This is an airship model over here. Looks pretty nice. These you've probably seen before if you are pretty big into the theme parks. Kind of load back there, and then they would scoot you into like a full 360 screen around you. Then over here we kind of have like a soaring type ride, but it's a little closer to the new Mack ride models where instead of lifting you all up off the ground, you're going up to the different stories, and it just flips you around and then flips you back around there. Next one's a very similar thing with the system here. Another soaring type experience. This one's really cool. So this is kind of a dark ride on one side. So track dark ride that goes all throughout this system. And then you come back around over here and there's actually a almost flight of passage, that's what the word I was looking for, ride experience in here. Seemingly riding on dragons. couple more really cool ones at the end of the booth over here. 360, kind of, think almost the shows at Epcot, the 360 ones, but it seems like it actually moves around while you're standing. Seems really cool, and that one's all obviously themed to an air balloon. And then we got a giant ship experience over here. Obviously, I would imagine the screen would actually wrap around the front. It's got quite the capacity on it, though. So that has been delivered to a theme park in China called Qimlong. Personally, I've never obviously been there, but that's a super, super cool ride system. You definitely should go check it out because I would love to ride that one day. The capacity alone is so impressive. So we're walking back over here by a bunch of the inflatables now, kind of on the right. They do have some more flat rides over here. That one's very fast. Kind of showing off also like a sky swing there. And we'll walk through all these giant new bounce houses all out this area. There's also a bunch outside. That's kind of the main reason we didn't go outside yet, because that's where a lot of them are. Those are interesting too. Not really arcade machines, but kind of, but you actually like exercise to do them. It's kind of smart. And since this is it's almost like a fun center kind of area back here, we're gonna find go-karts, you're gonna find a lot of VR stuff. I do wanna do one of the VRs because I saw earlier there was one with a Space Marines game and that looked fun. So I'm gonna head there in a little bit. Obviously, not really able to film that for you guys, unfortunately. You're gonna find also a lot of mini golf areas that some of them are really cool. I like to see kind of inventions coming out of the mini golf game. So I actually like seeing the more unique mini golf setups that they have. They even have a mascot company over here. Obviously Red over here. And man, they just have some funny stuff in here. Whole batting cage over here, off to the side, just in the middle of the convention hall. They even have curling over here. Zero Latency is the one I want to do later. This is the one with the Warhammer one. So definitely going to hit that up in a little bit. This one has a really big play space actually. I think super cool. You can actually see the antennas on the end over there. But pretty big play space area that they rented out here for this game. So we're definitely going to line up for this in a little bit. I think right now though, I'm gonna keep walking around just a little bit and then we're gonna head actually up a floor to one of the new areas where there's some food items to test out, some like theme park food. And I think we might actually come down to the main food area. If you don't know, they have a massive big food area. Here's the Warhammer game, if you're curious. But they have like a massive food area here where you can test out so many different theme park foods, new, and obviously like Dippin' Dots and stuff that have been around for a long time. I actually came across mini escape room setups. It's another thing you see a few of. I'm surprised there's not actually more with how, big escape rooms have gotten, even though the industry's definitely going down a little bit for them. But cool to see almost like mini escape room type things over here. So now we're heading up to actually like the opposite side hall over here to a few things up here. So there is the new food area, and then there's also the horror area. So we'll go check that out after the food first. So this is another thing new this year. It is the street market here over at IAAPA. It's a few more tasting options from some bigger companies here. Clearly quite popular in here. So we've tried out a few things here. It's kind of hard to show you anything because there's not really anywhere to sit. That's going to be like a mac and cheese place, kind of a sauce place. It was very, very good. They've also taffy. Over there, actually, in that very corner, that company actually makes like toppings for a lot of places. So you're going to kind of see them at yogurt bars, and they have boba balls. Kind of, you're going to see them a lot around. You probably have had their stuff before, and you just didn't really know. we're actually in line for Soul to Table. That is a kind of twisted tater. It looks Korean corn dogs and twisted taters at this one. All right, we had two more things. We had the Soul to Table. I believe it's just like the seasoning that they make and the ketchup and stuff. It was pretty good. And then over here, there's Sub-Zero ice cream that we had the ube flavor. And that was pretty good too. So I really like this new addition. I'm excited to see it kind of grow. I hope it does well this year. And they end up actually kind of growing it, making it a little bit bigger. We're gonna be heading over to the haunted area. That's a very similar situation to over here. They're a little bit smaller, but at least it's here. So here's the next spot. We're actually gonna head through the haunting grounds. That is kind of showing off what's actually inside the horror area. So we're gonna head into this first, and then we'll head around and actually look at the companies selling everything. And then once you come out of the haunting grounds, obviously we have all of the companies that were kind of in there. There's some that weren't in there necessarily, but this is kind of their area over here with a lot of different horror stuff, obviously, with a lot of things, decorations, costumes, props, kind of your whole shebang kind of thing. So this is kind of everything you would need almost for like a haunted house. They even have like sound effect people here. That's like what they do, is they do sound effects, design companies, and all that. I'm really excited to see this expand out of everything. I think out of everything here, I hope this expands the most. And I would actually love to see the haunting ground become a little bit bigger, offering like a few more things in there and making almost like a full house. I think that would be super, super cool. And we made our way back down here on the ground floor. We're gonna be walking through kind of the food area, I think, first. Then we're gonna head over to inflatables, and then we're gonna end up with the VR thing we wanna do. Obviously, again, can't film that, but it's just something I wanna do today. One thing is there's a lot of water slide manufacturers here. I don't think we got as much time to go through them. Day one, we did see a few of the big ones, but there's lots and lots of water slide manufacturers here showing off kids areas, new products and new designs and stuff, and even concept designs and stuff, and it's really cool to see. So here's the kind of food alley area. This is where you're going to be able to test a lot of different food items, new treat items, a lot of things related to theme parks like Dippin' Dots, and there's some of those candy things and lots of different stuff, ices. So we're going to head through here, try a few things. I'll show you just a little bit, then right after that we'll be heading off to our left towards the inflatables. One thing I've noticed a lot of this year is actually these vending machine type things. A lot of these cotton candy ones, like automatically make cotton candy, pretty ones for you. They even do have M&M and Skittle ones that you can kind of go in and you select what you want and it all dispenses out. But yeah, a lot of these cotton candies. There's also some popcorn ones. Very, very popular this year among the food area. And if you have ever come here, you know how popular this pretzel booth is. It's always probably the thing with the longest line. I've been in line for just a little bit here, but don't mind. This is probably one of the best pretzels I've ever had at this booth over here. They're so soft and really nice. And this is, again, always the thing with the longest line. And man, this is our favorite stuff here, this pre-gel stuff. It's kind of like gelato. It's probably some of the best like gelato stuff I've ever had in my life. So if you're here this year or you're here next year and they're here, definitely try this out. This is great. Next up, we're over here at the alley with all the inflatables. Again, all these are for purchase and they're all kind of intended to show off to buyers of different companies, like renting companies for inflatables, fun houses, everything like that. But there's some really interesting ones you don't see a lot, like a Hungry Hippo one. There's even a Mario and Minecraft one over here. Notice these have been popular lately, these axe throwing ones that are like Velcro. And just lots and lots of inflatables. They even have some Christmas ones over here off to the left. But we're actually gonna head outside where, again, more of inflatables, but these are kind of the bigger ones. This outside area isn't exclusive to inflatables. We're gonna have rock climbing walls, different outdoor kind of activities that you can see at a fair or an outdoor fun center kind of area. But you are gonna find a lot of inflatables. You're gonna find some of the bigger ones out here and a lot of the slide ones I've noticed. They even have some of the like mall trains that you see a lot around here, especially in the outdoor malls and even at Icon Park. But I think now we're gonna head back inside. Again, mainly just inflatables out here. And we're gonna look at a couple more things, and including to go do the VR thing that I talked about earlier. So we did end up getting on Zero Latency over there. That is a VR experience. They were giving us a demo, just a 5-minute demo of the new Warhammer version. That is very heavily, if you've played the newest game, Warhammer Space Marines 2, it uses they told us they uses the same assets. So they licensed it and actually made the game with the same assets. So that's super, super cool. It definitely, if you've played it, it's cool. So look for a Zero Latency around you if you want to check that out. I'm sure that you can probably find one somewhere in your area at like a fun center. Alrighty, well that about brings it to the end of our day. We're gonna walk through this kind of back area with a lot of lighting stuff and just kind of no talk, just quickly film, and then we'll meet you guys out at the front afterwards. Well, that officially does it for our second day here at IAAPA 2024. And this is our last day. So we really enjoyed it this year. There was a lot of fun stuff to do, a lot of great reveals, and I was really excited to hear a lot about Vedanta World. I think that could be something really interesting, so I'm definitely keeping my eye on it. But otherwise, thank you for watching this. I really appreciate it. I hope this video brought a little more joy into your day, and we'll see you guys next time.